Soybean meal is a great product for hog feed. It's a perfect food for them.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Aaron Putsey and we're coming to you from just outside Parkersburg, Iowa. I'm visiting here with Barry Klosterman. Barry serves as the feed operations manager for Mid-Iowa Milling. And Barry, first of all, thank you for welcoming us here to your operation today. Give us just a little bit of the what is Mid-Iowa Milling?
Well, Mid-Iowa Milling is a division of Mid-Iowa Co-op based out of Conrad, Iowa. Primarily a hog feed mill throughout central and east central Iowa. Where the facility we're here is Parkersburg, or Sinclair Elevator, formerly known as the Jessup facility in Jessup, Iowa. And then the location my family was part of that became into Mid-Iowa is the Klosterman location outside of Earlville, Iowa.
How have you seen the soy part of your business evolve over the years?
So I came back from college in the mid-'80s and so we've seen a lot of soybean meal in the diets. So the diets were a lot basic then, and over time things went away. So you have the renewable fuel standard with ethanol. Ethanol comes to distillers' grains. So they started flooding into diets pretty heavily. At the same time, you also had synthetic amino acids become more and more available. So soy really got narrowed up. Also, didn't have a lot of crush capacity in the state of Iowa for soy, for how many livestock there was. So soy with limited crush capacity was not the favorite featured item coming from nutritionists. Now, in the last 3 years, this all has changed a little bit. So up the road here, a few miles, shell rock processing came in at about 2-3 years ago. That changed the games here. This facility here, this facility is using probably close to 40 loads of bean meal a week. As a company-wide, we're probably going through 80. It's really huge to have 3 processors for probably an hour-and-a-half distance from this location. Now you got an ingredient that's on hand. We do have exports happening. You got enough crushing capacity. Since those times have happened, you also are dealing with a couple more processors coming on. So that's all going to add on some more supply. Soybean meal is a great product for hog feed.
And that's your primary customer, isn't it? It's the pig.
Swine, absolutely. Yep. We're probably 97-98% swine. A couple locations does some cattle, does some dairy business. We have done some poultry feed here in the past. Swine, poultry, love bean meal. And it's a perfect food for them. With all the synthetics, most of those synthetics were made overseas. You know, with the tariff situation and some of the things that went on in the last year made those difficult to get. Now we're reducing demand on those products because the soybean meal is coming into the diets at a pretty high rate, and it's lowering our demand that we need to rely on stuff coming out of the Asian belt to bring in the product in.
When you've got livestock here close by, there's a demand for the meal, it's competitively priced. How does that impact the average farmer?
You got more processors vying for that soybean meal that they can resell. They're going to have to bring their basis in tighter to try to keep buying that. And that's no different than having this facility here for corn to make hog feed. It's great for the local customers of this area, for our cooperative customers, that we're going to have a strong basis demand. Without these, it's just going to be a one-stop shop with grain, and that's going to be a big spike, and then it's going to go to zero. So this is a daily demand here. Joel's probably grinding 40,000 bushels of corn here a day, if not maybe a little more, maybe 45. I'm grinding 30-35 over there, and Jessup's probably grinding 10-12,000 a day there. So together, collectively, we consume a lot of corn.
If we continue crushing the soybean like we are here in Iowa and the Midwest, and there's more of that meal, what's the future look like for soybean meal and for livestock production?
High. Yeah, it's going to price in the diets very well. It's going to put pressure on the makers of the synthetics, because I think it's going to be below the cost of their production. They're going to probably have to idle some of their plants down to go, otherwise their product's going to stand. It's not going to get through. If it comes into that hog diet at 20-25%, your need for methionine, your need for tryptophan, your need for some of them is going to be non-existent, because it's all going to be naturally occurring in soybean meal. They won't need to go look out for it somewhere else.
Well, Barry, thank you for welcoming us here to your facility outside of Parkersburg. And again, another example of when we talk about more crush and we talk about more meal, finding a home for that more locally and domestically, livestock production is the way to do that. Reporting for this edition of the State of Soy, I'm Aaron Putsey.
Do you remember when you first believed that anything was possible? Do you remember when you had doubt? Obstacles you couldn't overcome? Do you remember when you pushed through the pain and refused to quit?